In movies and money, the numbers were shattered at the box office last year. Joining us now is movie man Eric Childress. Happy New Year to you.
Hi, Angie. Happy New Year.
Well, Eric, in the wake of Netflix and all the streaming possibilities out there, the box office just reeled in a record $11.8 billion for 2018. Is it true that number is still climbing?
Well, technically it is, Angie, as we obviously still have a number of high-profile 2018 releases that will be dominating the box office for the next couple of weeks, like Aquaman and Mary Poppins Returns. And you can expect records to take a hit when you release 3 of the top 10 grossing films of all time in Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Incredibles 2. Now, these 3 films alone accounted for $1.98 billion. But beyond that, there were 12 films that reached the $200 million mark. That will likely be 13 with Mary Poppins Returns and could be 14 with Ralph Breaks the Internet. Plus, Aquaman is headed for $300 million, and there are 32 films that grossed over $100 million, a number that could increase to 34 when Bumblebee gets there, and Clint Eastwood's The Mule potentially could. Overall, it is clear that spectacles, particularly those with genuine quality and acclaim, will continue to have a home in theatrical venues for some time.
We are just entering the new year, but what do you see as some of the bigger prospects of 2019, and how much of a role will Disney play?
Well, it's clear that Disney is absolutely going to dominate the box office again in 2019 in a way that is going to make their 2018 with some very high-profile disasters like A Wrinkle in Time, Solo, A Star Wars Story, and The Nutcracker in the Four Realms pale in comparison. Now, they have already loaded the schedule with no less than 3 live-action remakes of some of their most classic animated properties. Tim Burton's Dumbo opens in March. Jon Favreau, who already had a huge hit with The Jungle Book, brings The Lion King to life in July. And I think both of those films are going to be huge. In the middle is Guy Ritchie's Aladdin, with Will Smith taking the role of the genie made famous by the late Robin Williams. And though it should still see its share of money, I think is more of a question mark than people are foreseeing right now.
What else is on the Disney docket?
They also have Marvel's Captain Marvel, which I think has potential to do Hunger Games-like numbers in March, as well as Avengers Endgame kicking off the summer on April 26th. Oh, but wait! They also have Toy Story 4 in June, which Tom Hanks seems to already be promising there won't be a dry eye in the house. And then for Thanksgiving, they have Frozen 2. Then finally, just to put a button on the year, Star Wars Episode 9 opens in time for Christmas. What a year Disney is going to have.
Does this mean you think the 2018 box office record is going to be short-lived?
I think it's an inevitability at this point, Angie. Those films I just mentioned from Disney should account for somewhere around $4 billion alone, just domestic. At least 5 of them will be headed for $1 billion worldwide. And that's already one record in the making. Just looking at 2019's schedule as it is locked in right now, I see no less than 26 films that will cross the $100 million mark, and if recent history is any indication, that number will be in the 30s, and we only need to find 10 more films to break that all-time record. Plus, consider these other titles in contention for the 10 highest grossing films of the year. There's a new Jumanji film currently scheduled for December, the next Spider-Man film in July, and the conclusion of Stephen King's It with Chapter 2 coming in September. And we haven't even mentioned The Secret Lives of Pets 2, the Lego Movie 2, and the Fast and the Furious spin-off with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. This is really just a small sample size of titles that are going to continue to a massive windfall for the box office in 2019. It's not a question of if 2018 record will fall, it's a question of when.
Eric, we will be watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.